specifically about the superpowers of the con men. What do I mean by con men? Non-violent criminals, grifters, hustlers, scam artists. And what is their superpower? Well, their superpower is that using the right words, asking the right questions, and putting people in the right situation, they get those people to do exactly as they're told. Pretty cool superpower, you must agree. People have been known to hand over cash, cars, houses, credit card details, bank details, their entire life savings, or their life savings of their corporations have gone to scrupulous con men using the superpowers we are about to talk of. Now, I've spent 20 years of my life as a professional deceiver. In fact, people may argue even more than that because I started off as an actor, still deceiving. Then I became a magician, very much deceiving. And then I did a show on the BBC called The Real Hustle. We did over 100 episodes. It was sold all over the world. And I wrote and performed, along with my co-stars, over 500 scams and scammed people all over Europe and America. And that has taught me a few things. Number one, magic is exactly the same as sales. It's exactly the same as scams. And it's exactly the same as politics. They're all in one big bucket, folks. Why? Because it all boils down to the same thing. What are they selling? They're selling a story. It's a story and a narrative that they want you to buy into. Now, I'm not saying they're all crooked. I'm not saying they're all criminals. But they're all trying to do the same thing. They're trying to sell you on a story to get you to buy into their narrative. The second thing I found out is that the good politicians, the good magicians, the good salespeople, and the great con men have all got one thing in common. They know us better than we know ourselves. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story. This happened early on in
Genesis chapter 25, verse 27. It say, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Okay. Now, when you look at Joel Osteen, this is all he does. See, he flatter you. He tells you everything that you want to hear and say God is going to bless you. God is going to be good to you. He's flattering you through his whole sermon and through his whole ministry. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Okay, this is what Joel Osteen does. Jump down to verse 28. Proverbs 26:28. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. You see, this is what Joel Osteen does. All he do is flatter. And this is the prime example of how the Edomites operate. Now, when you understand Esau was a cunning hunter, you got the Edomite explaining how he been operating in the world. Acting is it's just a situation of making up lies, making up stories, having a lying tongue, painting a narrative. He was a professional, and it's using magic tricks. They all have the same strategy, is just telling lies. Now let's get Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. It say, these 6 things do the Lord hate, 7 are abomination to him. Verse 17, a proud look and a lying tongue and hands that shed innocent blood. This is what Esau is. He is a cunning hunter. You see, he lived by the sword. Well, Genesis 27:40. He's by the sword shall he live. He lived to shed blood and to tell lies. Proverbs 6:19, it say a false witness speak lies. See? And this is what these people that pushing out this Christianity, and Joel Osteen is a supreme example of Christianity. See, he's giving you a story on how God is gonna bless you, and it's your time to be blessed by God, and He's gonna make everything all right. He's gonna do what you want Him to do. He's gonna be there for you. He's gonna support you. He's everything good, and He's doing this in a hypnotic way. That's another strategy. They tell you a story and they hypnotize you. This is the magic superpowers of Esau. Okay, I'm gonna go to Ecclesiasticus. Let me switch my screen. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, the 1611 King James version. It says, need if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. See, that's that story. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? See, they get you to hoping on a dream, on a fantasy, on some kind of story something that's gonna benefit you, and they use that against you. Now let's go to Ecclesiasticus 6. Okay. Because like the guy said, they know you better than you know yourself, because they know this about humans. It says, sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. So they know that if they speak sweetly to people, that people will like that. That's something that people love, for people to speak sweet to them. Look at the Israelites. Let's get them. The Israelites will reject God. Why they gonna reject God? 30:10, it say, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not to us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. You see, people want to hear smooth things, and this is what Esau gives them. He gives them what they want. King David talked about these Edomites. Psalms 55. I'm going to just do 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. See, that's what the Israelites love. They like people to talk smooth to them. And so this is what Esau does. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. But see, Esau, let's get his bloodline. This is what they do. They are cunning hunters. They are deceivers. They are the Antichrist. See, Psalms 58, it say, verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. This is their profession. This is their spirit that the Lord gave them. He caused them to be the serpent in the garden. Look at what it says in verse 4. For their poison is like the poison of a serpent. That's why he mentioned the serpent after he said they come out the womb and they be born speaking lies because it's a bloodline thing. It's got to do with their bloodline, their lineage. See, they're born being Edomites, cunning hunters. It say they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. See, they gonna go out with those lies or follow through with those lies to the end. I didn't froze my operation. Let's pause. Can't even pause.